folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmer's Dynasty. We are just racing back from the windmill after having dumped a load of wheat down there, and we got all that extra money, which would have been about 800 euros, which is an awfully long way to go for just 800 euros. There's a pig over there. There's a pig. Boar, whichever you want to call it. How boring. Yes. So, we've got the extra 800 euros, and plus, you know, all the other stuff that we've been selling. We've now got 25,412 euros, which is 3,000 less than what we had at the beginning of the week. So, things are not going swimmingly. However, we do have more land, and we are planning to make good use of it. So, because we've got the extra land, and we've got, we've also got that other big field that we've already gone and bought. It's time to actually get doing some planting and stuff like that. So we're going to concentrate a little bit today on doing some planting. We're going to plant, we're going to cultivate. We're not going to plough those two fields. They're going to take far too long to plough. I can't be bothered with doing it, quite frankly, and I just don't want to. I've just got no inclination to doing it. So we're going to be we're going to be cultivating it and then seeding it. So we will lose some crop from the field because we're not ploughing it. However, I do think that it is ultimately going to be worth it. So that is the plan. That is what we're going to try and do. So we get the cultivator on. As soon as we got the trailer back over here, we'll leave the trailer off here. Just sort of no, don't drive on the stones. Don't drive on the dirty great big stone. Leave the dirty great big stone right where it is. Right, there we go. If we stop there, we will unhitch that one, and then we will come over here. We will get this cultivator on, and then we will go flying back over to the field. No rest for the wicked. We're just going to go straight through and hit that one on, just like that. And I'm going to move that star. I'm going to take that one off of the map entirely. There we go. Right, where is our field? We own... Is that field there that we own? I think it's this one up here. Yes, it's next to the other farm, I think. So it's that one right there. So yeah, we would just want to go up onto the road up this way, and then we can go on round. Right, we're 77% full of fuel, so we're okay for fuel at the moment. We just now need to cultivate and get more money. Social points as well would be useful. Hang on, I need to press that button. We got 57,000 social points, so we still need, I think it's about 20,000 social points, so that we can get this tractor. We're not even getting the big tractor, we're getting the smaller tractor. And once we've done that, once we finally got this tractor, we've still then got to go and actually buy the other bits of machinery as well. So it's going to be a long slog. It is a slow process in order to get there. But I mean, we're still in the first season. We haven't jumped forward any seasons at all. We are still in the first summer, and we've done a few harvests, and that's about it. We haven't really done much more. So I think actually we're doing okay. Considering what we've done and what we've still got to do, we're doing okay. Now, one very important thing that we do need to remember to do today is we want to take that strawberry right there and see how much we can sell it for. Mushrooms, nutrition 10. We get 0.6 of a euro for them, and these over here I think are 0.6 as well, or is it, do we get slightly more? I can't remember now, but we don't get a great deal for them. How much are strawberries? They are very, very tasty, strawberries are, but there's less nutritional value in them, so who knows how they're going to do it. Now, we should get a warning. If we bring this one over here, we'll lower it down like that, it's all ready to go, and we press T. We should get a warning to say, you are cultivating the soil that has not been ploughed. You will grow less crops. Yes, I know, that is a risk I am willing to take. It is a risk I am quite happy to take. I am not ploughing. I do not want to do the ploughing. It only does 12k, even with this one. I mean, the plough does 12k as well, doesn't it? Pretty sure the plough does 12k. The plough is surprisingly fast across the field. It's just quite narrow, so it does take a while. But yes, we will continue on. We will do this. What I'd really like is... I know! You've already told me that. What I'd really like is a wider cultivator. I've seen cultivators like this. Those sections that it's got there, you would normally have like 2 sections like that for a horse-drawn harrow. And I've seen horses towing 3 or 4 of those all at once. Well, when you have like 2 horses, I've seen tractors towing 7 or 8 of them. You put a whole great big long line of them. And small old tractors like this one that we're using right now, that would be quite acceptable to use a small older tractor and have a number of these all in a line and just drag them across the field, because that's literally all you're doing. There's no like major hard work for it. you're just dragging it around on the field, and it does actually work fairly well. It is quite a good thing to do. So yeah, I would very much like to be able to see that in this game, that we can extend the harrow out a little bit and have a wider one, a longer one. I think that would be absolutely wicked. It would be absolutely brilliant if we could try that. I do deliberately stick right out over the side of the edge of the field just to make sure that we sort of get all of it in on the first round, because there does seem to be like some invisible boundaries at times on the fields, and so it just sort of helps if we do it like this. We'll leave it down on the ground and we'll just keep going forwards. There we go. Can I go faster than this? If I go faster, what does it do? I'm going to push the tractor along. Instead of pressing T, I'm just driving the tractor along by itself. And it's still cultivating it. It's actually working. If you press T, it slows it down to 12k. And it doesn't go any faster. But I'm pressing the forward button, the forward arrow. And that seems to work as well. This is actually quite pleasing to me, the fact that we can do this. It does mean that we can speed things up a little bit. So we ought to be able to get the cultivating finished by lunchtime. Actually. Okay, tea time. We shall have it all finished by tea time. And yes, I know that I am not ploughing it. You'd think that I would have gotten the message by now. Right, we're on 20% cultivated, so we've done a fifth of the field already. It's actually going quite well, and this just 1.5 times round the outside. So eventually, once we get in towards the middle, it will probably be saying 100% quite a long way before we've actually finished the field. It's not a bad thing, as long as it increases the amount of yield that we get. I'm quite happy. It's quite a speedy little tractor, really. You can't go backwards when you've got the cultivator down on the ground, though. You do have to keep that in mind. Did I just cultivate the flowers? I'm pretty sure the flowers just disappeared when I ran over them with the cultivator. If they did, that is an absolutely awesome thing. I am absolutely delighted to find that out. Let's try this again. We'll go up here and we'll just do a wide sweep right out over these flowers. The flowers are actually disappearing when you cultivate over them. That's absolutely brilliant. I didn't know that it could do that. I wonder if the sunflowers would as well. Does this mean you can like get some extra field? I know that it doesn't seem to work with the plough. It doesn't like give you extra land when you go and try and plough extra bits. But I mean, it would be a very cool thing if you could go and like cultivate yourself an extra bit of land. We go up here all the way out. The whole thing's disappearing. All the grass, the flowers, everything. So why can't we mow all of that? All of that, if we could bring the mower up and use the mower on it, that again would be something that would be absolutely wicked. But it doesn't look like we're able to actually do that, because we've tried the mower before. We've brought the mower out and we have actually tried it, which is why one of the fields that we've got down the bottom is now planted with grass, because we want to see if we can actually do some mowing, do our own mowing, and see if it actually the game at the moment differentiates between straw and hay, or whether it just classes them all as just bales. You know, I suspect that it is actually just bales and nothing else. So it does sort of... It's not ideal having it like that, but again, it's not something that I think is like it's not a major problem. The style of this game, I don't think we have to worry too much about, you know, a harsh realism. The harsh realism is good for some games, but I really don't think it needs to be added. I don't think you have to worry about it in this game. I think this game has got enough going for it that we, you know, if we're classing hay and straw as the same thing, it's not going to seriously impact the quality of the gameplay. Although I do wish you would stop telling me that I'm cultivating the soil that has not been ploughed. You'd think... You know, I have figured that out by now. I've been doing this for a little while. We have been running up and down this field for a bit now, and I have figured out that it's not been ploughed. Mainly because I'm not bouncing around and nearly falling off the tractor. Have anybody ever done cultivating any kind of length of time? You would probably know that if you're going into a ploughed field, it is a little bit rough. When you're doing the first sort of pass, if you very often in a plough field you'll do a couple passes. Well, I suppose new cultivators these days is all single pass, isn't it? No, it used to be that you'd go into the field, you'd start cultivating, and it would be a little bit bouncy, especially if the farmer decided that he wanted you to cultivate in a different direction to which the plough would run. because the plow would run in the fastest direction possible for plowing, just because it's a better way to do it. But then you come along with a cultivator, and he might want you to actually cultivate in a different direction, because that's the direction that they're going to do the seeding in, and then it gets a little bit rough. You start to bounce around like an absolute lunatic. You really do. I mean, it is quite amusing. It is quite funny to bounce around like that, but at the same time, you can end up with a bit of a sore skull, because you bounce it on, you smack it on the roof of the tractor so many times. You can get a bit of a headache as you bounce. You literally bounce. You struggle to stay in your seat at times if you're going at a reasonable pace. And then you've got to sort of balance keeping the tractor in one piece to actually getting the job finished. And some farmers, I think, actually genuinely prefer you to get the job finished and then worry about the tractor afterwards. So, yeah, it can be entertaining. It can definitely be entertaining. I'm curious what the game would do if we went and ploughed this field after doing the cultivating. If we went through now with the plough, would it then undo the cultivated percentage and go back to put it back to ploughing, or would it sort of stack one on top of the other? So you'd sort of skip you do the cultivating now, and then you go through and do the ploughing, and it would still say cultivated 65%, even though you started doing the ploughing instead. I'm not actually something that I'd like to test at some point. Not today, though. I don't think we'll test that today, because it would mean going back and getting the plough, and I really don't want to have to do that right now. I would like to get this field finished as quickly as possible, and then we can move on with the next world. We're actually going to have to go home and sleep the night, and then we're going to get the seed drill. And we did find that when you drove the seed drill around, it was putting out seed. I'm curious if driving from the farm up to here is actually going to throw a load of seed out. If it does do that, that could be a bit of a problem for us. That could actually be a bit of an issue. We really, really don't want it to be trying to plant seed on the road on the trip from the farm up to here, because we're going to have to go back and forth a couple of times in order to get the seed. This is going to be wheat up in this field. If we've got to... If it's like planting the road as we go up through, that is going to be really, really bad. It's also going to be rather expensive, because it is a fair trip, really, for the... Well, at least for the seed drill. By the time we get up here, we're going to have lost quite a bit of seed. We'll see in the morning. That's the first thing we're going to find out, because we will do the seed. We'll do the seeding, and then we'll do fertilizer afterwards. The fertilizer will be the last thing that we do. Right. The only way that you can back up with the cultivator is to actually lift it off the ground. Stop there. I already pressed the button to put it down. Why haven't you lowered down? It is now. It's all fine. It's all okay. Panic over. So we just got this strip here, and then I got that other piece of field to do over there. We are on 75% of the field done. Well, we will be in a minute. 75%, yes, there we go. 75% of the field is now fully cultivated and all ready to sow. And no, we haven't ploughed it. We know that we haven't ploughed it. Despite the numerous warnings that are coming up continuously, we still are aware that we haven't actually ploughed it. I'm hoping that eventually those warnings will stop. We have the last triangle piece to do now. I'm curious how this is going to play out. How easy it's going to be to finish it. Sometimes when you're doing triangle pieces, it seems to take a lot longer, because obviously the runs get shorter and shorter and shorter, and it's sometimes difficult to find what would be like the optimal way to run the triangle piece to make sure that you do actually do it as efficiently as possible. I think what we'll do is we'll do a slice up through here, and we'll do one more run down the really long side, and then we'll sort of rotate round and round in a circle on this little slice that I've just done up through there. So bring this one up round this way, and we'll haul it in round, in there, like that. We'll run down through this we'll do this one pass down through here, and then we'll just work in a circle on the slightly smaller bit, and that'll take care of the small triangle, and then we've got a sort of a longer strip, which should work out a little bit better. It should work slightly faster than going round and round the edge of the triangle, because it's the stopping and turning on the edge of the triangle that takes the time. Every single time. Triangles are always the most annoying thing to do when you're farming. Whenever you're working in a field, the triangles, it doesn't matter if it's in-game or in real life, it's equally as annoying in both of them. Triangles are always the most annoying bits to work through, because you get all these really short fiddly bits to do right at the end, and it just gets more and more frustrating as you're trying to turn around, you're trying to like get the optimal position to do it, and do it at maximum efficiency, and it just sort of feels like a losing battle as the runs get shorter and shorter and shorter. You can probably hear a bit of tapping in the background. That is, my neighbours are working on their house. You probably know this by now if you've been watching any of the videos on the channel for the last couple of weeks. They got a big job going on in their house, so they could be doing this for the next few weeks yet. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. I think they're completely stripping out several rooms and doing a whole load of other stuff, replastering walls, basically, a lot of the stuff that we do in this game, they're doing it in real life, which is absolutely fun and awesome and all. It just means that you get to listen to it from time to time when they're doing some of the noisier jobs. But there's not a lot that we can do about that, and I'm certainly not going to complain or anything about that. Everybody has a right to do whatever they want to their house and fit it up, and I have done a lot of that myself. I have done a lot of work on this house, and I have done it... well, whenever I've had the time available, so I'm pretty sure that if all of my neighbours have been able to put up with it without complaining, the last thing I will be doing is complaining if any of my neighbours decide that they also need to do some work on their house, because that would just be churlish, rude, and downright horrible, and I actually quite like my neighbours. We all get on really well. So, yeah, they're working, and we will just try to work around it. When they're doing the really, really noisy stuff, I do pause and try to edit that bit out, but... at the moment, they're doing a lot of hammering. I'm not really sure what they're doing, though. I think they're, like, putting up some timbers around the edges of the rooms, or doing something like that. Or maybe they're redoing... They could actually be redoing the door frames, because I've seen them throwing all the door frames out onto the front lawn a couple days ago. So I'm assuming that new door frames will be going in. So it could be those. It could be the door frames that are going up today, and that's why we can hear a lot of banging. Well, we got the last tiny... I reckon we got 2 passes left on the triangle. And I've turned it into a non-triangle because it's more efficient this way. I'm sure of it. It must be. It has to be. It doesn't really matter if it is or it isn't, because we have almost finished. We've got one more pass. One single tiny little pass to do, and then we can go home victorious, having finished the job, and we can get ready for the next bit. Right. Victorious. We have finished. And if we take a look... we have 100% cultivated this field, 1.22 hectares, all done. I'll go this way. So yes, it's all finished. So the next thing that we want to do to that field is... actually, I'm going to back up. I just want to have a look at it. I want to see what it says. Right, field area, plowed, cultivated, fertilizer, manure. It doesn't actually say what the crop is or anything. Fertilizer and manure. We're not going to have enough manure to bring up here and do any with. I wanted to use the manure that we're going to get to work on the field that we've got down there. Well, we got 2 fields. One has had some, and the other field has had none at all. So we kind of want to use that for down there. Fertilizer we can bring up, and we can fertilize this field. So we got no plow bonus, and we've got no manure on this field here for the wheat. So we are going to be losing out a little bit. Although, keep in mind that when we did harvest this field and the other wheat field, we didn't have any manure or fertilizer on them. They were ploughed and cultivated, but the manure and fertilizer on them, there was none whatsoever. So, did I hear something there? I heard a noise. So it does mean that, you know, we're not... I don't think we're going to be losing that much crop compared to what we've had off of it previously, which is actually a really good thing. It does mean that it's going to be a sort of a comparable harvest. I think... I don't actually know what the exact numbers are when it comes to ploughing and cultivating and stuff like that. So it is one of those wait-and-see type jobs. So we'll just drop this one down here. Let me lower it there. And unhitch. And we're going to go over this way. We want the seed drill. We want to get that one on and ready so that we can take the seed drill up in the morning. And that field is going to be planted with wheat. The other field was already done with wheat, so that other field will be planted with peas, the same as the one that we've got down here. So we'll have 2 pea fields. I was thinking about buying both the pea and the lupine fields. I decided against buying a pea field. What have we got in there? I got 230 kilos of peas on board. I wanted to do some grass seed. Can I empty that out? We'll find out in the morning. I'm not going to do it now. In the morning. Right. Jump down. There we go. Okay, in the morning we will find out if we can empty those peas out, and then we can go and put them over in there. We'll also find out how much we lose from the seed drill as we're moving along. So let's just go indoors. Close the door behind me. Novelty idea. Let's go into the kitchen. Have a bite to eat. Use your kitchen? Actually, that wasn't here before. That's a whole new thing. Ha ha ha! Look at this. We can cook applesauce. Huh? Oh, we don't have any apples. Zucchini soup, Italian tomato soup, pumpkin soup, fish in tomato sauce, fish in aroma oil, condensed milk. I can only do condensed milk. I cook condensed milk. How many milk does it take? Condensed milk plus 1. Hang on. Let me just take a look. We got 71 milk. Let me use my kitchen and cook some condensed milk. Takes a little while. I'm curious how much we can go and sell condensed milk for. So we had 71 milk. We've now got 1 condensed milk. If I take a look, we have 1 milk equals 1 condensed milk. That is nutrition 45. That is nutrition 50. That doesn't make any sense. How are we getting more nutrition out of the same? I don't really know. But yes, the fish. We can turn the fish into these things as well. And also, reset. Use this option to reset building to initial state. This can fix errors or revert unwanted changes. No, I'm not going to do that. Definitely not. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to do a bit more cooking for a while. I'm curious how much we can actually sell this for and see. And we'll see if it's worth it as well. I've done a whole load of cooking. We've got 10 condensed milks now. That'll probably do for a minute. We haven't looked in here for a little while. What's in here? Have we got anything new in here now? If we've got a new kitchen, there may be other new things in the game as well. Nothing there. Nope. There's nothing that we can do there. We can't use the sink or the... You know what that is? I'm not actually going to tell you. I know what that is. But I'm curious if anybody who's watching actually knows what that is. If we got a light here, let me turn the light on. You can see it a bit better. See that thing there? Can anybody tell me in the comment section today what that is? I know what it is, and I will heart anybody that gets it right. Okay, you got that little machine right there. I think there may actually be more elsewhere in the house. We're just going to take a look. We'll have a look around. I'm pretty sure I have seen there's a cot in there. Okay, we don't want to worry about that. I'm certain I've seen another one somewhere. There isn't any in here. Maybe there isn't. Maybe that is the only one. Look downstairs. There's a wheelbarrow down here. Few dodgy things. There's a furnace down here as well. Nothing in there. Enter the... Oh, yeah, we've got a pantry here. What have we got in the pantry? Have we got... Oh, we've got an apple. We've got... let me take... move to inventory and that one and those two. Take those. I'm going to take the milk as well. Move to inventory. Take a whole lot. And we're going to go back upstairs and we're going to see if we can do anything with the apple and... Actually, I want to compare prices on stuff like that. Let's go upstairs. And there's a room here. What's in this room? Oh, this is another living room type room. So it's the only one that's downstairs. I want you to tell me what it's for. Does anybody know what it's for? I've used... Well, I haven't personally used one, but I know people who have used one. I'm not going to say who it is I know that has used one, because that may actually give a slight hint towards it, and I don't want to do that. So no hints, no clues. You're going to have to figure this one out on your own. Now, let's go to sleep. There are some new eggs in the hen house. I do like the morning music now in this game. The morning music is most delightful. It really is. Before I go and get the eggs from the hen house, I would like to run up the road to see... I can't remember his name now. John, I think he's called. I think it's John over here. I'm going to go and speak to John, and we're going to find out how much we can sell the apple for, and how much we can sell the tomato for, and how much we can sell the condensed milk for, and see what the prices compare like. It is John.
Good to see you. Can I help you?
Yes, you can buy my stuff. Care to trade?
Care to trade?
Sure. What do you need?
I need all sorts of stuff, mate. All sorts of stuff. Right. 0.76 euros for one of those, and 12.16 euros for a tin of tomato soup. So it goes up an awfully long way. That's if it's done as 0.76 for that one. So milk here is, wow, 4 euros per milk. It's 0.4 for an egg, it's 0.6 for that, and it's 0.7 for a strawberry. But it's 4 euros for milk, and it's 8 euros for the condensed milk. So we double the price if we have the condensed milk. Which is actually pretty cool. I do like the fact that it does double it up. So there we go. We've got 79.92 euros. Sell those. These over here, 18 us 14. The fish, it's worth doing stuff that we can... Ooh, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to buy 2 fish for 12 euros. And we're going to take those fish. I'm going to buy that fish as well. I think that's the fish that I already sold him. And I'm going to take those fish, and we're going to turn them into others. We've got apples there. Is it going to be worth it? So the apples are €1 a piece. I'm going to assume that we can turn those apples into something good as well. I'm going to buy all 5 of those, 5.70, and we'll come out of here now. We're going to go back home to the kitchen, and we're going to do a little bit of cooking today. I'm actually quite pleased with this. I'm delighted with this. Absolutely, thoroughly delighted. We'll go back home, we'll do a little bit of cooking, and then we'll bring them back to John, and we'll see if we can actually make a bit of profit from this. I need to just pop in and get the eggs, though. We need to get the eggs, and we need to milk the cows, and then we can go and do the cooking, and we can see if we can get anything from that. We've still got the seeding to the planting to do, the wheat. We need to do that. I don't know if we're going to have time to do everything today. Suddenly I got so much stuff that I want to do, all because of this update. I didn't realize that there was even an update that well, I'm guessing that the update was a little while ago, and I just missed that it involved kitchen stuff. This is brilliant. They come out through there. So I've gathered the eggs. It doesn't look like there's anything we can do with the eggs, but with the milk, there is definitely stuff that we can do. So let's just milk the cows. The cows milking is the bit that takes the time. Which is fairly realistic because milking cows in real life does actually take a bit of time as well. So you'd kind of expect that. We've got 1,292 kilos of hay left. I thought we had 10 cows. We don't. We have 9 cows. So let me just go and milk the last 2. Milk these over here. And then we've got all of our milk for the day. Those cows are so freaky when they turn around like that with their cold, dead, black eyes staring at you like something spawned from the deepest, darkest depths of hell. It is, yeah, it's a little freaky. We got a load of room over this side. Why can't we get some more cubicles with cows put in on that side? I really think that we should be able to. I'd like to be able to upgrade my shed so that I can get more cows. I really, 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 really would. Now, let's just go in here and we'll run into the kitchen. There we go. Here's where all the action is going to be. Use our kitchen. Right, so we can cook apple sauce. The only thing about this is it does take a little bit of time. So with the milk, we know that we're getting €4. So we go cook Italian. Oh, hang on. No, I forgot to check. How many tomatoes go into the Italian tomato soup? That's what we need to check. We go here. So I got no tomatoes. I had 1 tomato. I got 5 apples there. Right, there's some fishes. I got 5 apples. So let's use. There we go. Right, 5 apples. I will cook the apple sauce, and we will see how much we get. So that bar going through gets us €4 on the, and we got 4. So yes, we get 1 apple sauce per use. We got the fish and aroma oil. That is the smaller fish. I think the fish was €6 a piece. I think they both were. Can't actually remember now. Fish and tomato sauce. This doesn't actually use up the tomatoes because we don't have any tomatoes there to use. I've got, hang on. I got Italian tomato soup there. Is it going to use any of those or does it just simply take the fish? How many have I got? I got 3 of those and I got the fish. So we'll do this a minute. We'll go there and I'll use up this fish. Fish and tomato sauce. Use that one all the way up. 3. And I got the 2 apple sauce. Okay, so it doesn't use up any others, and now we've got some tins of fish, and we've got the apples. Let's go back into here. The only thing that we don't have is the ability to use eggs. Doesn't look like we're using eggs. And am I using eggs? I've got 90 eggs right now. Let me go back to cooking apple sauce, and we'll then look at the eggs again, and we'll see if we've still got 90 eggs. We've still got 90 eggs. Okay, so it's just converting those over. I got 87 milk, so I'm going to do 7 milk. The thing is, though, that bar going up, that is earning us €4. That there earned us €4. Now, it's a long time. If you think about it, there's not a particularly fast rate when it comes to doing the milk. The milk might just be better for doing for food, because it goes from €4 up to €8 each time. I'm wondering if there would be... I'm hoping that they do add in extra recipes. Extra recipes would be absolutely fantastic. If they could add them in, absolutely brilliant. I'd be so pleased. A load of extra things. Maybe we take some of the wheat or something like that. If we can carry some wheat on us, and we can bring that in, maybe make some bake some bread or something. Cook 1 more condensed milk. I think that we've got... I think I've done like 4 of those. See, I need 3 more. I said I was going to do 7 so that we've got 80 milk left exactly. So I will do 3 more. There's 1. Get that one done. 2 to go. And there we go. So we have 80 milk left. We've got 3 Italian tomato soups. We've got the apple sauces, and we've got the fish and everything else. So let's go and see. I don't think John is going to be selling us fish. I don't think he's just going to have fish for sale. I think it's only fish that we catch that we can do stuff with. So it does look like the only way that we can actually we've sold him more fish than that, haven't we? I think we have. No. We ate some of the fish. That's what we did.
Can I help
we decided to eat some rather than doing it like that. Let's go to care to trade.
Care to trade?
Sure, what do you need?
Sure. What do you need?
It's like I can see into the future. So, we now have, we got mushrooms there. We don't look like we can do anything with mushrooms. There are no recipes coming up. Now, so the tomatoes are 12 euros. These are 8 euros. How much did we pay for the apples? I think the apples were like 1 euro a piece. They were quite cheap. The fish here is 10, and that one there is 12. And I think, so we double the price. It looks like we double the price of everything that we do here. So let's just go sell those, and I'll sell all the fish. 62 euros for that. We got 9 condensed milks there. That's another 70. We got 5 of those. That's another 60 euros. And I got all those apples over there. That is 48 euros like that. Then the milk itself, I'm not going to sell all of it. I'm going to just keep 20 milk. So 240 euros for that. And then the eggs over here, if I keep 20 eggs, we get rid of the rest. There, he's got 200 eggs over here now. So we got 20. We've now got 26,000 euros. So there is a way to make a little bit of cash doing stuff like that, but it doesn't look like you can earn a great deal. I imagine like there, that's 14 there. 18, but we sold it for 12. So I would guess that we would, if we were to buy a zucchini for 3, we would end up selling it after processing it for 6, and then that one there, we'd sell that one for 12, the pumpkins. So yeah, you can make a little bit of cash, but considering the thousands and thousands of euros that we actually need, it's probably not worth spending too much time messing around with it. It's just kind of a little bit of an extra thing. So there is ways to increase the amount of money that you make from some of the stuff. I got high hopes for that. I'm really expecting it to have extra recipes added in at various points so that we've got more bits that we can do. And how are the tomatoes doing? Are they ready yet? Still not ready. Bitterly disappointing. We've got a load of zucchinis in here as well. None of them are ready. None of them are ready to harvest. This is very disappointing. It's upsetting to me. Right. We'll struggle on past. We'll move past that bit. Let me just come through here. I want to see how much slurry we got at the moment. We've got 21%, 2,000 kilos, which is not even enough to do that field over there, so we won't worry about that. What we will do is we will jump onto the Jack Bear. We will see if we... Well, first of all, I want to see what happens as I drive this one around not in a field. Driving it not in a field doesn't dump the peas onto the ground. That is excellent news. That is very comforting to know. Okay, so that is one good thing. We have a positive here. We're not going to be losing it. So if I back this one in here like this, and I stop there, and I go to this one, I want to empty the Cedar. Seed stored. Attach machine Sido 230. Oh, there we go. Empty the Cedar. Brilliant. We can actually put it back. This game has got one up over Farming Simulator. We can empty the seed drills on this one, whereas you can't empty the seed drills on the other one. We got 740 kilos of stored wheat, which I want to use right now. We're going to take a load of that. I can't fill with... Oh, I see. It's either fertilizer or seed, but it's Cedar that we've got here. So we've got wheat on there. I'm taking 360 kilos with us to go and plant this field. But we're not going to have time to do the planting today, unfortunately. This is something that we're going to have to come back to at the beginning of next week. We have kind of run out of time for this, but we did have a bit of fun doing the cooking, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm very pleased that we now have cooking. So we'll take this one on up. We will at least get this one up towards the field so it is ready to go. If you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And we're going to get it up to the field so that it's all ready to go. And at the beginning of next week, we can plant our wheat, and then we will be able to get the fertilizing done as well. That's going to be the next thing. Now, can it fit across the bridge? The big age-old question, will we get stuck on the bridge? Nope, not this time. Nailed it. Ideal. So yes, we will be doing fertilizer at the beginning of next week. Hopefully we'll have an update on the whole DMCA situation next week as well. I will, of course, keep you fully updated with absolutely everything that happens with that. As of recording this episode, it is still down. But anyway, until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.